do a bit of traveling, enjoy a bit of traveling. Proud to go away and talk about where I'm from when I travel. Was in America recently, went over to LA, and a lot of people asked me when I came back, they said, Shane, what are the big differences between Hollywood and Hollywood? Because I'm from Hollywood. And I would say, what are the differences between the two Hollywoods? Well, there's one hell of a difference, guys. Up top. Do you get what I mean, mate? I'm saying one hell of a difference, but I'm making it sound like one hell of a difference, but they're actually spelled marginally different. One L. All right, mama. He doesn't get it. One hell. One L. You're with me. Yeah, it was in the airport in LA, and a car valet guy who worked there came up to me, and he heard me talking to my friend, and he said, "Oh my God, are you guys Northern Irish?" And I was amazed. He pinpointed Northern Ireland, and I was delighted. I was like, "Yes, we actually are." And he goes, "You're not going to believe this, but me too." I was like, "Oh, really, mate? You're not." Like, oh, that's interesting, but also, you're not. Like, I know you think you are, but you're not. And the guy said that he had family from Northern. It's a classic thing, isn't it? We've all experienced it. He said he had family from Northern Ireland. And then he did the most racist thing I've ever seen in my entire life. He was white as well, right? But he said, "Do you know Mary O'Toole from County Down?" I was like, "Sir, how, like, I don't know what you think of Northern Ireland, but it's not that small that we all know each other on a first name basis." Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not all fiddly-dee and jigging through. I don't know what you think it is. Back then, and then I was raging with myself because I realised, you know, I did absolutely know who he was talking about. I was like, yeah, it's actually a really good friend of my auntie. She's a great woman. She actually gave me a lift to the airport to get here, but maybe you shouldn't do that in the future. And I had a bad experience. I got a grilling in customs. By the way, I was doing a gig in Andersonstown, and I told this story. I was like, I got a grilling at customs. Anybody ever had any problems at customs? And all I heard was, from the darkness, "Oh, I." I was like, made the mistake of going, "Oh yeah, what happened?" Expecting like a bit of a mix-up on my passport. All I heard was, "It was in Colombia, and I just had to stop the bastard." I was like, all right, let's leave that there. Let's leave that there. Fuck that story where it is. Let's move on. Let's get me out of here. How long have we got left? And then the lights came on at the end of the show, and that woman was like staring at me. I'll tell you the rest. I was like, I've got to go. But yeah, I got a grilling in customs in the airport in LA. So getting into, you know, because I went to Canada first, so getting into Canada was no problem. It was like getting into Belfast, the airport here. You know, it's not as high tech as the other airports in the world, let's be honest. Like, we don't have the X-ray machines or whatever yet. You know, we have to defeat the war and terror, you know, like an elderly man sitting on a wooden stool. You've seen him. Like, when you come off the plane, he just sits there and he's reading the paper. And because he has a good ear for it, for drugs. And yeah, you've seen him. He's got the charm for detecting drugs. And sometimes when you walk past him, he goes, "Here, do you have any drugs?" And you go, "No, I don't think so." And he goes, "All right, wait." He goes, "Do you swear on your mum's life?" And you're like, "Yeah." And you go ahead. And then you pat his sheepdog in the head, and then you get to go through and touch the stone, pat the sheepdog, go through. And yeah, I got this grilling in customs. It was terrible. This guy thought that I'd come to LA just to stay there, you know, work illegally or whatever. And I told him, I was like, "No, mate, honestly, I'm just here for 2 weeks. I've got to go home." And it's the part that upset me. He was like, "I'm going to go through your baggage." He found my diary. And I went, "Thank God, he'll see I've got stuff on." Didn't have anything for about a month and a half. He was like, "No, you're definitely trying to stay here." And then he went through the diary. I had nothing on, but I'm pleading with this guy. I'm like, "Mate, honestly, I just want to go on my holiday or whatever. I'm actually from the other Hollywood, and you'll like this one, mate." A lot of people are going to ask me when I get home, what the differences are between, no, not a place for jokes, right? And then, one hell of a, it's all right. So this guy interrogated me for 3 hours. 3 hours. Then eventually, he was talking about deporting me. He left the room and he came back. And I'd given my occupation, told him I was a comedian and stuff, and he came back. And the mood had changed. He was all of a sudden the nicest guy you could meet. And he apologized. He said, Mr. Todd, I'm sorry for the mix-up there. You're free to leave. And I said, can I ask why? Like, what happened? Why am I not able to leave? Because I don't want this to happen to me again. And the guy said, well, you said you were a comedian. So I went next door, got the laptop out, put your name into YouTube, and watched some of your stand-up. And I was like, and you're letting me leave now? And I went to cock a high five. I was loving it. And the guy said, word for word, yeah, I watched some of your stand-up. And as a result, I'm satisfied that you wouldn't be coming to America to seek any sort of paid work. I was like, thank you, sir.